What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Bigfoot and Coffee. I think we might be having some technical difficulties, so give me a minute. Let me check and make sure that we are live, because I think something's happening, and I'm not real sure. All right, so let me take a minute, okay, and see what's going on, and if we're even live, because we may not be live. So, one moment. Bigfoot, let's see. I'm checking real quick to make sure that we are. Okay, we are live. All right, just making sure. 'Cause I don't know if the comments are on or if the comments are off. Let me check real quick. Oh, looks like comments might be on. All right. Anyways, guys, good morning, everybody. Charles Mills here. Floyd Randall, what's up? Dillo, what is going down, guys? Brian, what's up? How you guys doing, man? Um, I feel a little bit under the weather, but I'm all right. My buddy Tom was really sick yesterday. Stomach flu, I think. Um, going around. I'm more congested than I am anything. But, anyways, let's get the show on the road, guys, and let's talk about a large North American primate. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Charles Mills with Outdoor University, and this is Bigfoot and Coffee. It is January 18th, 2026. Guys, I'm super happy to be here with all of you today. A lot of updates to give you on what's happening with the hunts, what's happening with the documentary, what's happening with the new house. Lots of things I will get up, to all of your questions. So, um, number one, let's talk about what is going on with the documentary. Um, been trying to work on it. I have to get out and get some B-roll footage for it. Um, some B-roll footage at Old Man Whistler's. I got all the B-roll footage for File 118. I have all the B-roll footage from the geosite. I just don't have enough B-roll footage at Old Man Whistler's. Okay, um, I want to walk the path where it led us. If you guys remember the original hunt, the very first hunt at Old Man Whistler's, when we followed uh, the trail that led us to Old Man Whistler's. Okay, um, I'm going to go back and originally walk that. I want to, film it. I want to, get a bunch of B-roll footage for that. Because a lot of you have been asking me what happened to the documentary. What happened to the documentary? I probably got what 6 texts in the last week about the documentary. Um, Still going. The documentary is still on. I'm pretty thin on time. All right. I have a court date about the house, so I'm trying to get the new place, which we'll talk about here in in a little bit. You know, um, up and running. A lot of work on that, but there's a lot of things I want to do with the documentary and a lot of B-roll footage uh, that I need. There's one interview that I need. Um, I'm trying to get an interview with Old Man Whistler. I don't know if he's going to go for it, but I'm working on it. And I'm also trying to get a interview with the geosite lady. Of course, her face will be blocked out and her voice will be changed during the interview. Um, I've made several attempts at it. She's on the fence about it. And I think last time I asked, was a while ago. And I think that me and her have a good enough rapport now that, she trusts me a little more. Jeffrey, what's up, man? What's going on, my friend? You know, Pedro for the live. What's up? You know, um, so that's my game plan, for the documentary. Most of it is already, filmed. Uh, there's, pictures that need to be taken of our documentation of our um, DNA testing that's going in the documentary and stuff like that. So, for all of you, who's really been asking about what's happening with the documentary, I got it, guys. All right. I'm working on it. It's a slow process. And now for the next order of business, the reason why it's a slow process, um, you know, that I have to move here, that I was lied to uh, and betrayed about the house that we are currently in right now. There's studios that I've built here. I've sunk probably $10,000 of my own personal money into this home, and you know the promise that she was going to sell me the home. Well, she backed out and sold the home to her son, uh, which is not a very good thing, especially when people who claim to be Christians and can't even hold their word. Um, it is what it is. Okay, that's just the way it works, you know. But we have got a new house, uh, which I own. So there'll be no more crap with that. Um, but this house was totally destroyed. Like I told you, I will set up um, a little snippet or short of what the house originally looked like and what it's looking like today. I was going to go there today, but I'm probably going to take the day off and get some stuff done and some packing done around here. All right, what's going, what I'm not taking, stuff like that. Over the years you acquire things, and then you just stick them away and you don't use them and stuff like that. So I feel that there's no reason to take everything. Let us know what's going on, my friend. What's up? So I've been working on it every day from morning, until 8, 9 at night. I mean, we've been really, really, really hitting it hard. About time, Charles. How I need a home. Now I need a home. Yes, yeah, Floyd. You know, um, this property belongs to me now. There was a squatter there, and the camper. He had a camper there. He's supposed to be getting that camper out. Okay. Remember all the work you had. Oh my God, yeah, just to get it livable. That's true. But um, maybe pick up a camper, Floyd, and you can live in the camper in the yard or something over there. It's not a very big house. Uh, it's only 2 bedrooms. So, Maybe we can work something out and figure that out here, as quickly as we can. Maybe God has done this, for a reason. Because I would not be opposed to you putting a camper on the property. I would not be opposed to that at all. Okay, don't have a problem with that. Um, Campers, you can pick them up very cheap, uh, very cheap, and decent ones, and not the high end luxury ones now, because there's some that are, $100,000, but there's, you know, 500-600 bucks you could pick up livable campers. Uh, but I would not be opposed to that. So there could be a silver lining in this thing. And it's strange how I watch God work in my life, and not only in my life, but in all, other people's lives. Um, it says happy to you, so it's close. You still have sights. Oh yeah. Godzilla. Yeah, it's still in Ravenna. It's not far, at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's weird how I watch God, guys, work in my life, um, and not only in my life, but also in the people that I'm surrounded, by that I surround myself with. Um, it's your daughter's camper going to be there? Yes, Malibu will be there. Yes, she's going with me. Um, she's going to have a camper in the back of the property. So, um, I'm very glad that things are looking up for you. Me too, Les. I mean, the house is still under, serious construction. So, I mean, I'll live in it as I'm working on it, you know. That's going to also be documented because uh, three different contractors have tried to restore this home. None of them has got as far as I have. Supposedly, this is one of the most, haunted houses in Portage County. Um, it's a very famous, house for paranormal researchers around this area. Um, like I said, it's not a very big place, uh, but apparently there's a lot of history with a lot of violence and you know stuff like that. You know, in the house, how rumors fly. Oh, there's people that have been killed in there and stuff like that. I haven't found any police reports on that, but I really haven't dug that much either. So, the whole process will be documented um, on the Unexplained University, okay, of this house. The restoration of this house, the paranormal activity that's in the house, and stuff like that. I don't believe in that. That I am the one that takes a very scientific approach to the paranormal, and stuff like that. You know that opinions change when I first started researching Bigfoot. You guys remember, I was a non-believer, man. And I'm sure. Sure. Don't know why I'm getting that message now, but okay, a little strange. Supposed to be from last night. But opinions change. Pedro says people love renovation content. It's one of the highest paying niches on YouTube that it is. Um, so I'm going to document the entire paranormal process and the entire restoration process. And not only that, but we're also going, to investigate, how this small town lore happens, on there. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so one of the companies I know uh, pretty well, one of the companies who tried to uh, do this house. I would like to get some interviews and why. they supposedly pulled out, you know, because of paranormal activity. If that's even true, we don't know. Um, I don't know why that keeps duplicating. I'm not doing that. I don't know either. But so we're in the process of doing this, and I mean, this is guys. When I tell you this house was destroyed, it was way worse than this one. I mean, most people would have just bulldozed it, just bulldozed it and sold the property. Uh, I love a challenge. You guys know that. I've never backed down from a challenge. I don't plan on backing down from this challenge. And the restoration that has happened so far is totally amazing. Okay, we've been on this house for about 2 weeks, maybe a little more. Okay, uh, and you wouldn't believe what we have done. Hillbilly Simpleman, what's up, man? You know, uh, it's it's amazing how far we've come. Uh, I can honestly say that I have not noticed any paranormal activity. Um, you know, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Um, we will be running all all of our equipment over there, finding out. We'll take the REM pod, the EMF meter, the whole 9 yards, our spectrum camera, everything over there, because we have some you know pretty good ghost hunting stuff. Uh, if you remember, we were hitting that channel pretty hard, the Unexplained University online on YouTube. If you're not subscribed, get over there. What are you doing? Because there's about to be some really good content on there. So we got that going. We also, I got a report. What was it? Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday? Another report from West Branch State Park um, of a sighting, a road crossing sighting. So I want to go check that out. Uh, Lakes froze here, and then they thawed. Okay, and when the lake thaws off of Cable Line Road, there's a bay that the crappies push in, to catch the warmer water because there's a creek that flows in there. So a lot of guys will go there at night and night fish. Uh, Bridge is out, so you can't go all the way down Cable Line. It is the exact same spot where we all investigated during the meet and greet. Um, if you remember, we found a really nice print at the meet and greet, um, and apparently there was a road crossing there. All right, so I would like to go investigate that. Me and Dillo have investigated that area. All right, before. Dillo, you remember that? That time of the year, Charles, they're looking for more protein because of the cold. Well, you also got to understand at this time of the year, there's usually a shad kill off. If we have lakes that freeze, okay, and then thaw, there's usually a shad kill off. And what I believe, happens is, and I mean, I'm talking shad, big shad, not shad, big shad. I believe, that the Sasquatch go around and gather up them shad. God is great. Just open your heart and let them in. That's all you got to do, Jeffrey. That's exactly correct. You know. And with that, we might as well get that prayer going. Dear Lord, I thank you today. I thank you for the camaraderie of this channel, the knowledge that you have given us, and the compassion for one another. I thank you for the ODU family. I thank you for the communications that we have. I thank you for the insight that the subscribers have given me and the knowledge and wisdom that they have taught me. Lord, I ask that you look after those who are less fortunate than I, those who are still chasing the pavement, Lord, who are stuck in addiction of any kind. I ask this all in the powerful name of Jesus Christ. So, but I believe that they go around and collect the shat because I used to do it. Me and my brother Zach, we would go to Ladue every year. After the thaw, we would collect them and we would use them for catfish, cut bait. They're dead, but they're fresh. So we would go and we would get them. We'd put them in freezers. That way we could use them throughout, um, the catfish season, which is always catfish season. But you know what I mean. I believe that's a very easy, um, low calorie food source for them. You know, I mean, high calories, but they don't have to expend a lot of calories to do it. Really, all they got to do is just walk. Hold on, guys. I got to wipe my nose here. Nose is running. Um, so I believe, you know, that that's a great food source for them. A lot of fish will die too, even in ponds. Bluegills, will kick off and stuff like that. And if you remember the Christmas Bigfoot, maybe that's what the Sasquatch was doing at the pond when we filmed it. You know, maybe it was walking around looking to see if there was any dead fish on the shoreline. You know, so you got to remember that. So I think that's a really easy food source for them, which would make sense. You know, when food's not as abundant as it is, in the summer and spring and fall. We're in the dead of winter. Food's not that abundant. So, they're probably not going to try to expel a bunch of calories. So, it's probably more foraging and very easy food sources. But that's where we're at with everything here at Outdoor University, guys. Um, I appreciate everybody that's, has hung in there. I mean, we've seen a decline on, in people on Bigfoot and beer and Bigfoot and coffee. But it is what it is. We know who the true ODU who people are. We know what we have. We know what evidence we have. Um, and that's what we'll do. You know, uh, I don't put out a lot of just you know, BS, content. Most of the content on this channel when it comes to Sasquatch is live, and there's a reason for that. And you know, if we're out there every day just walking around the woods, number one, all you're gonna do is spook them even more, and number two, you know, your odds just drop way off. So we have to be smart on how we hunt. Boots on the ground, but we have the boots on the ground with intelligence. Okay, and this is a science-based channel. We chase the science here. Um, I don't believe in any of that woo. I don't believe in any of the cloaking. I don't believe in any of the telepathy. None of that, dude. None of that. It's not scientifically proven. So, um, in any animal species, and bottom line. So, with that, being said, I want to know. Uh, Tuesday, we are going to hunt. Okay. I'd like to know, go to the Facebook page and, drop a comment or Dillo start a poll or somebody start a poll, whether you want to go to Old Man Whistler's or whether you want to go to the Geo site first. Because I'd like, to make you guys a little bit more happy on what we're doing, hold on here. I'm trying to read you less, but my thing is messed up here. Uh, what would you talk about waiting to go down next path at Old Man was the first path that you followed in what's going on? Nothing. It's just for I want to document everything. Brian, what's up, man? Hey, y'all. This is Moose. What's up? I lost my phone. Moose, what's up, man? You know, Pedro's here. Let me see what Pedro's got to say. I just told. I just told that YouTube doesn't pay you for views you get during a live stream. Is that true? No, that's not true. It's not true at all. You still get paid from views. Um, you're not going to be able to make a living off of views. This channel doesn't make a living off of views. This is a donation based channel. You guys know that. This channel is ran straight off donations. The CPMs for this channel, I do believe, is $3 per 1,000 views. You also have to make over $100 within a 28-day period for them to pay, or it goes over to the next month. You know, um, so I wouldn't even be worrying about views. Uh, what I would be worrying about is sponsors. Um, people get your view rating up, and then you can get sponsors. That's another way of making money. I don't do that here because just I do a lot of fishing content too, and I don't I don't believe in sponsorship. I don't believe in saying this product is better than another product. Because it all depends on when, where, how, what, and why. So I don't do that. Also, when you do that, your CPMs will go down. Oh yeah, here. I'd like to see Old Man Whistler hunt. Okay, there we go. An Old Man Whistler hunt. Yeah, we could. Michael Thompson, how are you? Go back to the original scene of the crime. Catch up that ridge. Yeah. Um, I'm going back to file 118, but I'm just going there to take a bunch of B-roll, for the documentary. Of course, I'll probably go live. I'll just strap the GoPro to my chest, and run a camera for the B-roll, that I need, because most of the B-roll is not going to have any sound on it anyways. It'll just be me talking, with scenes of the area, and stuff like that, So, but that's pretty much what's happening here at Outdoor University, guys. Just so you know, let's get that poll started, and let's find out where everybody wants to go for Tuesdays. Okay? So I'm trying to juggle a lot of balls at this time, a lot of different things. I'm trying to get it done. Randy, what's up, man? What is going on from Alabama? You know, you have no volume? Huh. Our volume seems to be working, you know, here on my end. Um, I don't know. So, but that's what's happening here at Outdoor University. I just want to, give everybody an update, let everybody know exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, and when we're doing it. Okay. Um, Trust me, as soon as we get into this house and get out of here, okay, there's still a lot of work to be done here. I got to get all my stuff out of the yard, the boats, my bikes, cars, everything, the whole 9 yards has to be, done. Charles, there might be footprints in there. Remember that to check the. Okay, I could do that, Dillo. Yep. Yeah, it's over in the same area, Dillo, where me and you investigated, where they said that they seen that one drinking water. Remember, Dillo, and we went there. You know, um, so we'll see. I don't know. We didn't find anything. I mean, we found what a few things that looked like prints. Nothing very definitive over there. Nothing that's going to say there's a squatch here. I mean, now the meet and greet, that was a different story. That was a legit print. I mean, Godzilla was there, you were there, Floyd was there. We all seen it. Kim Wilson was there, you know, everybody was there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that was a pretty good one too. We should have taken some plaster with us and cast that print, you know. Okay, yeah. No walking through the ankle deep water, lol. Yeah, some waders. Yeah, we're talking waders. That's what waders are. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here and start getting my day started. Uh, I don't think I'm gonna go to the house today. I think I'm gonna stick around here, start getting some things packed up. A lot of camera equipment, um, everything like that. So I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I don't know um, what the judge is going to do. How much time the judge is going to give me. Okay, to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I don't know. So I would like to have everything, all my ducks in a row. All my T's crossed and my I's dotted. Um, you have a blessed day, my friend, and be careful. Randy, you too. You know, Randy Hester, I hope you have a wonderful day. All of you guys, you know, let's take some time and do something for somebody else today. Whether it be help an old lady put her groceries in her car or shovel your neighbor's driveway or anything, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's keep that chain going. You guys got to remember, you know, if all of us do our part in that link and we don't break, we have a strong chain. It only takes one person to break the chain. Okay? Don't be the weak link. Charles Lesno says, Charles, do you have your utilities turned on over there at the new home? There's electric on over there. There is no water right now. We got to get with the city. They got to come out, put a meter and stuff in, and everything else. Um, I don't even know, but there is electricity over there. Um, so that is, we got to run power tools and stuff like that over there, and battery chargers to charge our drills, and saws, chop saws, stuff like that. Sawzalls. I mean, we've done a lot of very extensive uh, work over there. A lot of serious paving. I mean, we totally gutted the house and totally redesigned the entire floor plan. Um, so, I'm trying to get it worked out um, where there won't be a studio over there, but there will be another bar like this that we're going to run, Bigfoot and coffee and Bigfoot and beer. Okay. Um, I might just, have a different backdrop for Bigfoot and coffee so we don't have a bunch of freaking bottles behind us, you know, in the morning looking like alcoholics. But right now, that's the game plan, which should, get us set up for, you know, 2026. Um, I really want to do something this year. I'm a little disappointed about 2025. I mean, we did catch some good evidence in 2025. You got to remember there we caught that one running up the hill on the 360s. Those will be back up and running here very soon. By the way, it's just right now it's a lot of work for me to go here, go there, go here, go there, go here, go there. Plus money is a very, 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 very tight. When I tell you very, very tight, I mean very tight. I mean I've been doing a lot of wheeling and dealing trying to get materials for the house. Um, you know what I'm saying? There's still no bathroom in the house. I still got to get the toilet, the sinks, countertops. There's no kitchen in the house. You know, there's no heat in the house yet. They will all be baseboard, heaters, electric heat. Those are easy. I'm trying to find some on Marketplace because they're very expensive. And then, there's no wiring in the house. I got to do all the wiring. We have only like one service outlet that we use right now on a 30 amp breaker that, we're working on getting the house done with. So I hope that answers your question, Les. So, anyways, guys, listen, do something nice for somebody today. Make a difference, man. Okay? Open your heart to the Lord. Knock, and He'll open the door. You know? Seek and you shall find. Okay? I'm Charles Mills with Outdoor University. Take a kid fishing, guys. Okay? By doing so, you're investing in the youth. Spend some time, whether it be hiking, whether it be fishing, whether it be, you know, anything. Instill good values. Okay? Good values. You know, don't let social media raise our children. Nobody wants that, man. Nobody. Okay? Look at the generation right now, the younger generation right now. It's a social media generation, and look where we're at. They're crybabying and screaming in the streets with bull rings in their nose. Okay? Instead of trying to sit down and talk and figure out the way. They just want to scream and, cross dress. Come on, man. Do better. Okay? Think of that. Guys, listen, you have the freedoms that you have. This is because of, veterans of the United States military. I'm just saying, try to do better. Right? Think of that. Small carbon footprint. Okay? Listen to me, man. You take it in the woods or the water, leave with it. Don't litter. Nobody likes a litter bug. We all have to live on this planet. Right? And big, you know, corporate companies, they're already destroying our planet. Okay? I don't know, they're destroying our societies, they're destroying our planet. Okay? So let's try to spread a little bit of love. Put down the Xbox, pick up a tackle box. I'm Charles Mills with Outdoor University. And I want you to know I love every single one of you guys. And that's a fact. I'll see you all in the great outdoors. Later, guys.